Hello everyone, welcome back to SteamCode and welcome to another episode of our Selenium in Python tutorial series. In this video, we'll be creating our first test. So in the previous video, what we did was we got very basics of Selenium down, and now we're going to be using those basics to actually test a website. So I have all the code written out here, and I'll go through it line by line explaining exactly what it does, and I'll show you the site that we're going to be using as our test and walking you through exactly what I'm doing to get these different keywords. So let's just get started with it. At the very top, I'm making my import, so I'm importing webdriver, by, and keys. And just as a reminder, the webdriver is what communicates with your browser. So since I'm using the Firefox browser, my webdriver is based off of Firefox. But you can use the Chrome webdriver, you can use different web drivers for different browsers that you're going to be using. Now the site that I'll be testing is github.com. So let's just head over there right now. Go to github.com. All right. And let's define our test. So I have my test1 function here, and I'm just calling it at the very bottom of the page. And let's go through it line by line. So first, I'm finding GitHub's sign in button. So I'm saying sign in is equal to driver.findElement, and then by link text sign in. So here inside of GitHub, we have our sign in button over here. And instead of finding this element by the ID or by the class name, I decided since it's the only element on the page with the link text of sign in, we'll just find it by its text. So since it has the text of sign in, Selenium is able to find it by that text. All right. And once we have that element identified and captured within our Python code, let's simulate a click on it. So when we click on that sign in button, what happens? It'll take us to this new page. So what we want in our Selenium is to ensure that it's taken us to this new page when we've simulated that click. So what I'm doing here is I'm capturing that title of that page. So I'm saying title is equal to driver.title, and then I'm just printing the title so I can look at it. And then if the title's correct, so the title should be sign into GitHub. And if that title's correct, I want to print within the console that it's been a success. Otherwise, I'll print that it's a failure. So let's head back over to GitHub. And as you can see, this is what the title should be when you click on that sign in button. And if the title equals what it is right here, then that test is a success. Now let's continue this. Let's imagine that we're clicking on the forgot password button. So if we click on this forgot password button, we see that this web page pops up and the title changes. So let's head back over to our Selenium code, and we're doing the same thing we did for that sign in button. So we're finding the forgot pass button. So driver.findElement by ID, forgot password. And let's just hop back into GitHub. Let's inspect. Let's go back to the previous page. And let's just make sure that ID is correct. So we've got the forgot password element right here. And as we can see by its ID, the ID should be forgot-password. Let's hop back over to our code, and we're ensuring that that ID is forgot-password. And then we're clicking on that element. We're capturing the title just like we did previously. And if that title's correct, then test 1.2 has been a success. Otherwise, it's been a failure. So, very basic test. We're just ensuring that by clicking on different buttons, it's sending us to the correct links. So, let's actually run this code and test it out. Let's head into your console. Now, in the previous video, I created a virtual environment. This isn't necessary, but if you installed Selenium within your virtual environment, make sure to activate it. And then just say Python, the name of your file, and run. Let's give it a few seconds here to boot up and start running. All right, it does everything as we expected. Let's head back into our terminal. And as you can see, it prints out the title of the first web page, and that test was a success. And the second web page, forgot your password, was a success as well. All right, so that's how you run your first test in Selenium. Do this with whatever web page you'd like. So if you're creating a web page, you can ensure that it's sending the proper data back to the end user. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. This has been SteamCode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.